Good morning, Stampers. I know this video is a couple of days late and I sincerely apologize. I have company coming in a week from today and lots to get done ahead of time. And then last night Bob called and informed me he's going to be home 4 days early. Yay! Don't get me wrong, love my husband, glad he's coming home, glad we'll have a few days together before the invasion. But it really makes it hard for me to want to work when he's home because, as I've said before, he is the center of my life and getting things done when he's home just isn't a priority on my list. So today we're talking about the second installment on the October Daily. And I've got last year's here again because I wanted to show you I like the cutoffs on the corners. And I'm thinking about doing that. If you'll notice, all the pages, all the base pages last year had the same thing. Now they were all done either glued together with a thin piece of, not really a chipboard, but like the cardboard backing that our 12x12 Designer Series paper comes with. And I like the weight, but I think that I'm going to have enough with gluing pages together and adding the photo sheets in between that we're going to have enough to work with. So I started out with a partial pack of the 12x12 from what I had cut some of the Project Life, the Memories and More kit apart with, and the scraps. And then I cut into a full 12x12 pack. Now, one of the things with doing 12x12 is, if you're doing a standard 7 by 8.5 album, this is the waste that you're going to get from a 12x12 because you're only going to be able to get one page per 12x12 sheet. And as you'll see when I walk through the video, I'm about 4 or 5 pages shy of having enough, but I have another order of the Toil Trouble Designer Series paper that should arrive Monday or Tuesday of next week, and I can finish putting that together. But while it seems like waste, keep in mind there are other things we can do with this paper, such as cutting out the hats with the die cuts, making pockets, making borders, embellishments, and the same with the 8.5 by 11. You're only going to get one page from an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but there are other things we can do with these pieces. So I've got, this is what I cut from yesterday as I cut all of my pages apart. And what I don't use in the Memories or in the October Daily, I can turn into cards. So there's not really a waste. I just want you to be aware you're going to need at least 2 full packs of the 12x12 Designer Series paper and able to use them for complete backgrounds on your pages. And I'm going to go ahead and finish stacking these up over here out of the way. I hadn't pre-sorted them because I wanted you to be aware of the extras you're going to have to work with, such as these strips from the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Great trims on some of the other pages. Could use this one or the Mango Melody or something to run in between rows. Border a pocket. And I'll be showing those additions in the next video. This video is all about the pages and the amount of paper that you're going to need if you choose to use this entire set for your 12x12. Okay, we'll get these put in the envelope. And these will go in their color packets later. I'm trying to think of where I can lay them that they aren't going to wind up on the floor before I get them put away. I am doing a complete office rehaul this weekend. Not so much rearranging things, but finally getting stuff put away. Okay, I'm using one of the Memories and More albums from Stampin' UP, and as I said, with the exception, and I'll explain in a minute, there is one exception that will not be Stampin' UP in this album, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now, when I placed my order last week, I ordered the other one of these albums that has the black spine. There's about a 2-inch band on the front and the back that wraps around and gives you a black spine, and I've decided that's the one I want to use for this album, and I'll save this one for the Christmas album. Now, all I've done is I've just gone through and I've cut papers 8.5 by, or to the 7 by 8.5, and determined this was going to be part of my front, and then these two I'm going to glue together so that it makes a little bit sturdier cover. And to ensure that I have, I'm going to move that off the side so I'm put this up here. I'm going to use our tear and tape. Now if you'll notice, and I don't know if it's easy to see on here, but you'll notice that the tear and tape, the adhesive runs to one side. If you make sure that the spool is in your left hand, you will always be running the tear and tape, the adhesive, right along the edge of your paper. And I'm going to adhere this one together really quick, and there's going to be another one in here that I'm going to do in a minute and show you a project I have in mind. Now because I don't want to lay the adhesive over top, I'm going to go ahead and peel this backing off. And if the adhesive is running along this edge, if you go to the outside edge away from that adhesive, you can get a hold of the corner easier to remove the cover. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now this one I just wanted to make, since this is the title page for the album, I just wanted to make it a bit sturdier. Now I will go back later and repunch these holes because I know that I didn't think about the adhesive being in the way when I did these. But the tear and tape is really super strong, so you'll get a good adhesion and you won't have to worry about, shouldn't have to worry about your album coming apart. And it's really easy to run that. Any of your tape runners would do, but I highly recommend using the tear and tape or the red line tape to give you that good strong cover. And I've got a little bit here, and then I'm going to have it here in my holes. Okay, and then I've just used, for right now, I've just used Post-it notes to mark my days, and this is where the non-Stampin' Up! Item comes in. We do not have a number die or stickers or paper, so I will probably be using the thickers from, oh, can't remember the name of it now. Let me see if I've got my album handy. I don't. I was hoping maybe I had that one handy. I will look at, oh yes I do, here it is. I was going to pull it out and I forgot. They are these stickers, and they're a black glitter. And you can get these in multiple colors. I just happen to like the black, and this is what I used in my album last year. So this will be the only non-Stampin' Up! Item that I use in this album this year. Okay. Then I've done one page, and then I've added a pocket page. Now these pocket pages are in no particular order right now. As I pulled them out of the package, and it took 2 full packages, and I'm going to be short about 4 pocket pages, but I may not do a pocket page on every single day, so there may be room to play. Choose, and then I just tried to create with my patterns and match my cardstock. And there's one here that I wanted to show. Now all the cardstock colors that I pulled coordinate with the Designer Series paper. Now here's one of those. You'll notice these are really busy patterns. I didn't pay any attention to how I cut these because this was not going to be a background for me. There's my next date. What I want to do is I want to do that tear and tape again. But here's the tag that I made on our paper pumpkin with a twist. And you'll notice it will fit in the width of that paper. So I'm only going to run my tear and tape about 3 inches at the most up either side of that opening. And then so I make sure I get that on the edge. Oops, and I'm going to run out of tearing tape. I'll have to grab some here in a minute out of my drawer. Hold that thought. Because the neat thing about being organized is at least I knew where to go grab this tearing tape really fast. And then you'll notice I want to run it about 3 inches here. Probably need to take that off and start a fresh strip here. There we go. Is that going to give me enough room? Nope, I need to come down just a little bit. This side, there we go. That's the side I want. Get it turned and go in the right direction. So I just want to go from maybe the bottom of her apron to there. Okay. And this one I want backwards, so we'll just go ahead and cover it the rest of the way. And again, I'll have to go back and repunch these holes. Tear the tape off. That one's already off. That one. And then run on the bottom. So this basically is just showing you how to take 2 pages, glue them together, and make a pocket for your album. And if I've measured correctly, when I'm done here, my tag is going to fit. We shall see. And if you missed the tag, it is on Thursday's blog post showing the paper pumpkin with a twist. And then my tag will slide. Oh, my hat's picking up in there. Right on the inside. Now, I may go back and see if I can pop this open and do a foam adhesive along the side so that I've got a little bit more depth so that pocket won't snag. But anything you play with in an album becomes a trial and error to see what you like. And now I've got that tag there. I have it set up somewhere else in the album, and I don't know where, but I've got it set to run a pocket at the top as well. And it's probably going to be where another one of those busy pages come together. Yep, there it is. I've got it listed as a top pocket because I've got this stripe, which isn't bad. But then I've got the witches, and I will set that, and I'll do that the same way, create a top pocket to slide a tag or something in. Now we got to the back. I got all the way to page 25 before I ran out of pocket pages. And then I got all the way to 29 before I ran out of designer series paper. But I've laid some things in here that I want to, the patterns that I want to use from the next one, so that I'll have those to finish. But that's how our pages are going to come together. Next week, when I show you how I've started putting some of the inside components to the pages together, I'll have the rest of these finished. And I will have it on the outside. I will have the new album, and we'll show you how I'm doing the cover. So come back for that. I'm going to link down below if you want to look for some really, be inspired by some really cool stuff to put inside of an October Daily. I'm going to link to Serena B's videos. She does some really cool stuff. She is not related to Stampin' Up! At all. She has her own product line, but how she embellishes the inside of her album may spark some ideas for you. So I really like Serena B's videos. So I hope you'll go visit her page too. Give this video a thumbs up, pretty please. And if you'd like to make sure that you don't miss any of the rest of the October Daily series, my December daily series that's coming up end of October, I believe that one's going to start, and we're going to be using the Santa's Workshop. Aside from the December daily album, I'm also going to be offering December daily kits. So you'll be able to purchase the entire kit minus any stamped images to put together your December dailies. So I hope you'll come back for that. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Creative blessings.